But yeah, uh, who are we?
Here we go. We're live now, mate. Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's me again, and this time I am not joined alongside me by Toxo. Alongside me is the big man himself, who has just won a series at a very close 3-2. Who I thought would want to be relaxing now. It is Brooksy himself.
Hey, let's go.
Hello, Brooksy. How
How
are
are
you,
you?
man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I mean, yeah, a very close series for our game. Obviously not expected the Corinthians team to pull up with the team that they did. Obviously, Marvel's coming in as the FA sub. A very good player. But yeah, could be a decent game up next. Going to see it in Interstellar. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts? What are your predictions?
Well, I actually did have this in my predictions. I had it going 3-2 in the way of Interstellar. How about you, my friend?
I don't know, to be fair, because I've obviously watched both games as I was playing in the background. I had them both running, and these teams look very strong on both sides. But I think if Unseen are able to click as a team, as we've seen the Unseen do, I reckon they'll take the game 3-2.
Okay, yeah, so we both have 3-2s. We just have different teams, but obviously this is not the only match that we have going on. On the B stream, we have Team Miracle versus the Clinical Masterminds. If anyone wants to flip over, check that out. I do have a sort of live playoff bracket going on that I can check in between when I am not casting a game. But that is what we have, and I want to know your predictions for that as well, Brooksy.
I mean, it's going to be an interesting game. Obviously Jonah comes in place of myself. Obviously I wasn't meant to be playing any of the playoffs at all. But obviously because of work schedule for Jonah, I had to play the first one. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to gel with the team and how warmed up he's going to be against the Team Miracle side that have are fully warm, fully adaptable to the full team that they've got. I'd like to go in favour of my team, going for the biased way of a 3-2 to Clinical. But I also think on the flip side of it, if Jonah doesn't gel well enough after being warmed up, it could be a miracle 3-2. So it could be an either way game, but I'd like to see Clinical take it.
Makes sense to me. So, Brooksy, that is his prediction. I personally have gone with a 3-2 in the favour of Clinical Masterminds. Obviously, I did this a little while ago, but I think I'll stick with my prediction. I think Jonah isn't going to be the only force that needs to be played against. Miracle did 3-0 Solaris, so we don't know how good of a warm up that exactly would have been, but yeah. But let's focus on the other games on the B stream. We are on the A stream, the big boy stream, where we will have the Unseen and Interstellar, two absolute giants of their respective leagues, facing off. And I believe Interstellar only lost one series throughout the whole season, if I'm right, Brooksy.
Yes, you are. You only lost one the whole series.
And who did they drop that series to?
I can't even remember. It was when they played Arc, I believe.
Oh, okay, Arc.
Did you say for Unseen, right? Because Interstellar lost to CK.
Ah,
Obviously, CK took the game off Interstellar to pull them into playoffs. The dream the dream for CK to get into playoffs.
yeah.
And then Unseen, I believe. Let me have a look. Let me have a little check for you guys. See if I can find it. Uh, they lost to Corinthians 3-0.
Oh, wow. Okay, so. Alright.
Yeah,
Interesting. So, Brooksy, you got some people in the chat asking when the new season starts.
so the new season will be obviously discussed between all of us lot behind the scenes. Obviously we've got to get sign-ups back up. Obviously, we've had a few updating the systems and stuff like this. So obviously in a probably a couple of weeks' time. We're looking to get the sign-ups back up and running, and then we'll probably take one to 2 month break, and then the new season will start. So it runs pretty much, how most leagues kind of run. You'll have a month or two off, allow people to sign up, allow teams to register, and then we'll be good to go for season 4. But as we are right now, we've still got season 3 playoffs to finish off, and we've got some exciting games coming up.
So there you go. There it is from the man himself. But here we go. Friday, the first day of the playoffs. We'll be finishing with the upper bracket today until Championship Sunday, where the upper finals will be played. But obviously Saturday, all the attention, 4 games, all the attention is on the lower bracket, where the elimination matches will be happening. But we first have to see who else will be filling in that lower bracket and who will be going forward to top 3 and playing for the opportunity to go into the grand final with a bracket reset in hand. Now,
Yes.
I
It
don't
looks
know
like
if the teams are ready.
it looks like Unseen have just joined up, so it looks like we're about to get ready.
Yep.
Looks like we're about to jump into this
Kyle,
game, which I think is going to be an exciting game.
Yep, Kyle is no longer Chubby Funster, unfortunately. He is back to Fatty Kyle, his usual name. But here we go. The first game of Unseen and Interstellar. Here we are.
And here we go. It's a
Yep.
lovely 50 from Jeffo. It's going to be interesting to see how Jeffo plays. Obviously, I didn't really get to watch much of their game, but there's been a few rumors saying that Jeffo's not up to the standard of how he normally plays. So whether that affects the Unseen, we will see right here. But that's a miss by Panic, but a lovely effort. And revised Neil, I guess, is an FA filling in.
Neil is an FA, yeah. Yep, Neil is an FA. I've played with Neil myself. Very solid player. Oh, Jeffo tries to sneak one in, but it is sent away by Fotis. And now Mystify will take it all the way up the other end. I hope he doesn't, take after someone else somewhat sharing a name with him on low hours, but he seems to be doing well and putting in the hours because he's topped this table and done very well throughout the season. But here we go. Interstellar starting to pick up an attack. Kyle will send it away, and just a sort of simple first minute with one big chance from the Unseen, but nothing much to play for yet.
Looking at a little scrappy game right now, to be fair. No one's fully grasped hold of the game. It's just, kind of sat middle of the field. Apart from, like you say, the one chance that Unseen had. But we haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. And as we say that, Mystify with the opening goal. Interstellar 1, Unseen 0.
Well, if you've been listening to my commentary, you would know that we have a little counter of all the caster curses we've had, and Brooksy, that is number 9, so approaching double digits in 3 matches. So that's not exactly great, but here we go, Jeffo taking it to the corner, but is immediately challenged by Fotis, who takes it across the field and leaves it off to his teammate. Panic, that's not exactly the great touch you want, but Jeffo does clear it to the side, but it will only fall to Mystify. And now this one's going to ricochet all the way across the field. Neil will have a shot, but it's just going to be high and over the bar comfortably for the Unseen to not need to panic at all. And just start to build an attack as this one is laid off to Kyle. But he's beaten by Fotis in the air, and eventually Panic will get control. But
obviously,
yeah,
I know we're covering over this game. Obviously Interstellar looking like they're warming into this game, but I just want to cover you guys of the other game as well. Clinical are currently beating Miracle 3-0 with 3 minutes 25 left on the clock.
Wow, is it in game 1?
So yeah, game 1, 3 minutes on the clock. Clinical Master Nines 3-0 up.
Well, that's exactly what you're going to want to hear, but this is what everyone at Interstellar is going to want to hear, because Mystify has scored another with 2 minutes 35 seconds left on the clock, approaching the halfway point. Lovely little play to get up the field, and it's just going to be smacked into the net by Mystify, and 2-0 Interstellar, looking like the better of the two sides here, but Unseen have had their moments. They've been close. They just need to get across that final step, as that's a good pass across. Neil is a bit slow to that, but we'll get to the ball first. Panic takes his touch, does beat out Neil, but it only goes as far as Mystify, who looks for the pass into middle. Photis is there. Oh, just high. Kyle does get there first, and Jeffo will be finally there to collect.
It's a beautiful play from Interstellar, putting on a lot of pressure for the against the Unseen right now. You know, it's very rare that we've seen the Unseen be kept under the pressure, and Photis and Panic in a rule 1. And it's a 2v2 now. Wefo and Kyle against Mystify and Neil. And that's just in.
Oh, that's a short 2v2. Short 2v2, but that's exactly what the Unseen would have wanted. Quick goal, no third man to be able to cover it. Neil couldn't get there in time, just misses the ball here. Well, doesn't miss it, just doesn't get a solid enough touch. Not quite quick enough, but 1:47 left on the clock, and the Unseen have a goal back, cut down the lead in half. Can they bring this back, Brooksy?
I mean, I think it's possible. They've just got to maintain, you know, the Interstellar pressure and then start putting the pressure on themselves. You know, we know it's possible. We've seen them do it in the group. You know, they topped the group for a reason. They've just got to, you know, find that pressure from somewhere. They've got to start bringing it to Interstellar and stop waiting for Interstellar to bring it to them. And that's a lovely touch by Panic. Can he get into the centre for Wefu, who's waiting? Gets an effort on net. Backboard, Kyle just hasn't got the boost for it.
Oh, it's so close. But now the Unseen's starting to play their usual high-pressure, suffocating play style that they weren't able to play because Interstellar just seemed to be on a different level to the other people that were in their conference. And that shot goes straight into the bottom left-hand corner. Couldn't have been more sweetly placed by Photis. Good pass from Mystify. Kyle can't get there at all. And, yeah, power, placement, exactly what you need in a shot. And with 1 minute to go, Interstellar recover their 2-goal lead and look to take game 1 of this Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Interstellar are looking very strong right now. As Kyle has a shot towards net, but isn't able to hit it on the goal. Goes wide. But now, 45 seconds remain on the clock. You know, 2 goals needed. The Unseen are needing to get them goals in, and very, very soon.
Yep, Unseen gonna have to mount and come back, same as Miracle on the other channel, but yeah, they are actually starting to bring it back now, I believe. I've just seen a goal go in, but there we go. But more attention on this game, 20 seconds, it does seem to be approaching garbage time as the Unseen don't really seem to have a way in, and that might actually end up being another goal for Interstellar. Photis with the shot.
What a save that is by Kyle.
The block. What a save indeed from your ERS teammate. But there you go. End of game 1, and that will be 1-0 in favour of Interstellar.
Oh, Interstellar take the game, and by the looks of it, at this moment in time on the opposite stream, Miracle are winning 4-3. So what a comeback they've had from 3-0 down.
Yeah, and that's not exactly what you would have wanted to hear, but yeah, there you go. 4-3 with 37 seconds left on the clock. But
obviously, yeah, this game, what do you think Unseen need to do to you know, adapt to the Interstellar pressure?
Kyle's just got to be a bit more aggressive. I think Jeffo's got to step up that a little bit. Just get him on the ball a little bit more. Get Panic involved a bit more. But Carl, especially, I want to see him demoing. I want to see him pulling out the mechanics that he's been able to pick up recently and use all that speed that he's gained and just play like an absolute madman. Demos is what can win games, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
It's so effective even up to RLCS levels. It can tilt your opponents as well, and if you get in their heads, you'll win games. So, Unseen, I'd like to see them using a bit more physicalities, but yeah. Brooksy, what do you think they need to change?
I mean, they've just got to be the pressurized team that we know that they are. You know, we haven't really seen anything in this game to, you know, to show the group Unseen that we've seen for the last, you know, 7 weeks. So, you know, a bit more pressure, and like you say, a couple more demos, disrupt that defensive line of Interstellar. You know, it opens up the play, and, you know, hopefully they can adapt to that very, very quickly and not fall too behind. But as we open the game, it's a lovely shot from Interstellar. Photis tries to read it. Just can't quite get the touch that he probably wanted on that.
No, yeah, it was a close call for Interstellar. But they can't quite convert it yet. Panic will send this into the opposite corner, and Fotis does get a nice touch. Sends it to Mystify, but he is beaten out by Jeffo, who is, yeah, definitely up in that speed. Like I said, we're just waiting for the physicalities to come out from Unseen. See if that's what can change something for them.
I mean, yeah, you'd love to see the physicalities. You know, obviously that is my priority gameplay. You know, the demos in every game, the bumps. You know, you gotta love them. And you know, it's interesting when teams put them together, and when they put them together well, when they, you know, when the demo's used in the right place. But as we see right now, Interstellar still bringing the ball to the Unseen. Kyle with an unfortunate effort towards net.
Yep, there you go. There's the physicalities. Me and Toxo, in the past 2 games, we were talking about the lack of violence. We had a lust for blood. We were surprised by how little you demoed actually, Brooksy. But here we go. Maybe the violence can step up.
What a save that is!
That was an attacking shot from Jeffo. The brilliant defense from Panic, and just showing the best that this league can offer really between these 2 teams. Kyle, weak shot towards net. Jeffo isn't there to follow up as he's gone back. Solid third man, does get a touch and has time, but Kyle will take it off him. Into the corner he goes. Misses the ball, and this means Fotis has time and space to control the ball. It's a bit awkward for him. Panic will dunk him. High ball. Whose ball is it? It's Jeffo's. It bounces into the top right corner, and the Unseen, they have their first lead.
And it does look like Kyle's changed back to the chubby funster as well. Maybe that's where they were going wrong. Maybe it was the name change. Not the car change, the name change.
That hasn't popped up for me, you see, but, you know, if that's something that's going to work for Kyle, then I wouldn't blame him. I don't blame him a bit. That's a good little play from Mystify, gets past 2, but Jeffo is there to collect it. Into the corner it goes, Jeffo. Once again, leaves it for Panic now, but Interstellar just regaining a bit of control that they would have wanted.
Yeah, this is... Oh.
What?
I was going to say that's exactly what you wanted there, the Interstellar to regain the pressure, but what a read that is by Wefo. Fotis just misses that on the wall, and 2-0.
Yeah, good bounce for Jeffo for that to be going in. I don't know if we count that as a caster curse because it was sort of preempted by these players. It seems, oh, Jeffo, lovely little flip reset to get past, and that's the third for Unseen just before the halfway mark. Oh, lovely from Jeffo. Flip reset, straight past Mystify. Nothing he can do about it. 3-0. Much better.
There we go. Yeah, very, very much better from the Unseen. This is what we wanted to see, and that's exactly what we've got. You know, 3-0, 2 minutes 30 left to play. Still a lot of time to go. So we'll see what Interstellar can bring to the table. You know, the no team to be let off. It's a lovely effort by Fotis, but Wefo's there again to get it clear.
Definitely good effort, but the Unseen piling on that pressure, using that suffocating playstyle that they love to use. But no, Mystify hits it into the back wall. Panic sends it over. Can he get it past Fotis? Not quite. Mystify is bummed, and that's not a miss that you want to see from Kyle. However, Captain Jeffo, or should I say Waptin Wefo, gets control, gets a ground pinch, and another challenge to send it into the corner and keep up that pressure. But yeah, the Unseen, much better game from them, Brooksy.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's the pressure that we wanted to see. It's the pressure that they needed to have from game 1. You know, they allowed Interstellar in that game 1 just to let them have that pressure, and you know they got pinned back. You know, weren't able to do anything. As now they're pinning back Interstellar, and you know it just shows how much the pressure, the demos, you know, the bumps, and the efforts towards net get you the goals. And 4-0 to the Unseen. What a turnaround from game 1.
Yeah, the efforts towards net, that is one of them, and that is one of them that sneaks in. They have had 10 shots, and Interstellar have registered 0. Pretty much all their points coming from playing defense. You said Jeffo needs to step up. Look at that, he's had 7 shots and he's scored himself a hat-trick. He might just get one more. Redirect, 8th shot, 4th goal, 50% shooting accuracy. Bow down to Jeffo. Lovely shot off the kickoff.
And whoever
We
said
can
that
pretty
this
much write
guy,
this game off with just a fifth of the game left.
and whoever said that this guy was slumping right now and not having the best games, the best couple of days, he's proving them wrong. Proving them wrong in this game.
Precisely, yep. Or maybe that was true and he's just absolutely proving them wrong now. But yeah, it's just this game an absolute battering. Maybe it's Interstellar just written it off after the third goal or so. But we'll see how that affects their mental state. But yeah, unseen.
Yeah.
Clinical performance really from them. But over on the other stream, Team Miracle did take the first game in there 1-1 with 50 seconds. You know, we might as well check up on them while we don't have much else to watch over here. I'll update the spreadsheet actually.
I mean, it's been an interesting game for the Miracle, clinical game. They went 3-0 up in that first game, lost it 5-3, and then they've gone 1-0 up in this game, and, they've fell behind again with 30 seconds left to play. So it'd be interesting to see what Clinical do.
Yeah, I think if Clinical do lose that game, they take a timeout, but that's not for us to talk about. That's up for the other two casters over on the other stream of, I think, Dwarf and GCI to discuss. But this game will end. The ball hits the floor. The Unseen take it 5-0. And do you think we see a timeout from Interstellar after that, or do you think it is just that they wrote it off?
I think you just write that off. I think you just, you go again. You go until that game. Well, you lose another game to an extent. They've still got that buffer point. They've still got a loss to have if needs be. It's not like it's the game winning point. But I don't think they put much foot wrong. They just couldn't adapt to the Unseen's pressure.
Yeah, I think you're precisely right. Yeah, the Unseen doing everything we expected of them, except maybe some of the physicalities. But Jeffo with an absolute banger of a game, 50% shooting accuracy, and when you've got 8 shots and just limiting Interstellar to 2 that only really came at the end of the game when it seemed to even out just a little bit for that last minute. Jeffo, blinder of a game. Do we see that again, or is that just that one pop-off game that happens?
I mean, I think we see that again. I'm not gonna lie. We've seen the way that Jeffo plays in the playoffs, and I think it's very, very much known that this is how he's wanting to play every game, and I think we are going to start getting to see that now. Now he's got the feel for it. I think he's going to get it.
It's not exactly a bad idea. So here we go. The Unseen and Interstellar tied at 1 game apiece. Game 3. Winner does go to match point, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you won the series, I think it was whoever the clinical masterminds played. I forgot who it was now. Short-term memory loss, but went to match point. They couldn't close out the series from 2-1 up. Oh no! Oh! So what about not closing out? That's exactly what Interstellar would have needed. Mystify with the shot and he's blocked by his teammate and Photos. 4v2s aren't fair. Brooksy, please change the rules.
Yeah, I mean, what a save that was from Photos.
Oh.
I mean, it was unfortunate, you're trying to rotate out and got the touch, but, you got to give him credit. It was a good save against his own net.
Oh. That's so unfortunate for Interstellar, but here we go. Up the pitch they go. Mystify was low on boost, but Otis is able to get the ball. Panic now, off the wall, but once again, Photis there to collect. A little wave dash to keep going. Jeffo, good hit up the field. Nice recovery as well. Does he beat him? No. Neil was demoed. He doesn't seem exactly happy about it, but who exactly is? Kyle bangs it off the ceiling. Who's first there? It's Mystify, but it's not a great touch. Could be open. No. Photis, good teammate there to recover.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are putting a lot of pressure on each other. And both teams, defending well. I thought that we were going to rocket into the back of the net for a second. Thought we were going to be the curse again. But Wefo with a touch away gets it clear. only to the path of Mystify, who can only find then the path of Kyle. I mean, it's just like, again, we go back to the game one of how it's just in the middle of the park gameplay, in the middle of the field. And I don't think any team's got hold of this game yet.
No, exactly. I don't think any team exactly has a major advantage. So Jeffo looking for this shot. It's just off the backboard. No one there to follow up quickly enough. Panic was there eventually. Now Jeffo does need to turn on this relatively quickly, and does. However, the shot comes from Neil. It just sneaks by Panic into the bottom right-hand corner. And Interstellar 1 up just before the halfway mark. We're seeing a lot of goals around this area.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's going to happen by the looks of it. It's just going to take that one little turn out of position, or one little rotation wrong, and it's just the way that this game's gone. Apart from game two, where Unseen came fully out and absolutely dominated, but I don't think Interstellar were ready for the pressure change, and I think they're now adapted to how they're going to play. They've worked out that they're just going to go for pressure, and they're just going to play the game that they need to play.
Yeah. Yep, and now, Unseen, looking to play the game that they play. Play the game that they played in game 2, suffocate them, but that miss from Panic isn't going to help. The shot will come from Kyle. 2 defenders jump, and 2 defenders save the ball. But now, Jeffo could have an open look off the post, and Neil will clear it away. Mystify takes a touch. Can Fotis get it past Kyle? No. Good challenge from him. Panic is up, but he's up way too early. Too much momentum. Just lands on the backboard. But he will turn on this. Fotis is awkward. Could be open for Panic. No, he can't get it there. No one can put it mid again. Though, however, Kyle will try once more, but the ball is cleared for the final time for this play. And the Unseen will have to start all over again, but they'll have to defend an oncoming attack.
Yeah, Unseen trying to get out of this pressure hold of Interstellar right now, and Interstellar wanting to bring the game to them. Wefo just can't quite get it over the top of the Interstellar defense. Kyle comes flying in out of nowhere.
Yep, and solid challenges from Kyle actually over this game. Good positioning from him, so yeah, I think sometimes just ended up out of boost though. I talk about his challenges, there's the 10th caster curse, but Jeffo does take this into the middle. Is anyone there to get it? It is Fotis. It beats any of the Unseen players to the ball. Kyle, yeah, another miss, but oh, good fake from Mystify to get up the field. Now Kyle backs it to the left-hand wall and is demoed for any of his efforts. And it's going to come down now. 30 seconds remain on the clock for these teams. And Neil looking to shut it out, go to match point, but Unseen. They've had chances. If they can convert one in 20 seconds, they will send us likely to overtime.
Well, you've got 15 seconds to get a goal. We'd love to see the overtime. What a save that is by Panic. Chubby Funster trying to bring the ball forward. Panic puts it high. Knocked down by Mystify, only into the path of Fotis.
Wow. Oof. And a 1-0 game, Interstellar. Take it. We're going to see if any of these teams want a timeout. I would recommend the Unseen take one. Take that extra time, because when you've been put on match point, you don't want to be playing in the same way, because obviously that is a losing way.
Yeah,
But it doesn't seem like we'll be taking a timeout.
They need to do something.
Yeah, obviously something does need to change for these teams.
I mean, the pressure and just the fact of, getting some demos in will disrupt that play.
Precisely, yeah. Obviously, maybe the Unseen think that this is all the time they need to talk about what they need to change. Obviously, there wasn't much needing changed. They only let in 1 goal early in the game and then had a lot of pressure. And it was all over the pitch, and it was an even game. I think it could be that one thing that they've noticed. They just want to change, and that really could be the physicalities that I saw them going for. They just weren't connecting. So maybe connecting on those physicalities, but we'll have to see as we go into Game 4. Interstellar, match point, looking to take themselves to top 3. Or can the Unseen respond and send us to my second Game 5 in a row?
Yeah, I mean, Unseen, what a dream it'd be for him to get to that round 3. That's what they'd have been hoping at the start of it. Same with any teams, but I think a lot of people have misjudged Interstellar. Even myself, I think I put them into the lower bracket, losing that lower bracket. But how much of a misjudge that has been, we'll see. Can Interstellar adapt? Can they get the demos? Can they get the goals that they need?
Yeah, well, the pressure to adapt seems to be more on Unseen in a minute. It looks like the pressure might just be getting to Kyle a little bit. He's had some weird misses in the last moments of Game 3 and now in Game 4, but it is sent up the field. And as the teams just ping-pong the ball around, as they tend to do at the start of a game, Brooksy, have you noticed anything change from Unseen or... Well, that's not changed. That's still clinical, but has anything changed that you've seen other than that absolutely wonderful play by Photos to set it up for Mystify?
I mean, it's what we've seen from Unseen. Unfortunately, there's not put the pressure on, not blocked out the shots that Interstellar are bringing to the table, and it kind of adds that pressure onto the defense. And if you're not going to get the demos to open up the play for yourselves, you're gonna struggle. And the fact that there was no timeout called is mental. And
Yeah,
there's
and it
number
might
2.
just be the wrong decision. Oh, yeah. Second one from Photis, good touch, and just dribbles it all the way home, straight past Jeffo. Like, just could be a dagger really for the series, but the Unseen have 4 minutes to figure it out. They've got to score 2 goals, and it's definitely been hard. They had the one game where they did really well. Panic, lining up the double tap. Does set it back to Jeffo, who also hits this off the backboard, but it's a good touch by Photis out to the corner. Now Mystify up the other end of the field. What can he do with it? Not much, he's on 0 boost. Kyle gets a crucial touch out into his own corner. But now Neil will send this away. But yeah, Brooksy, the Interstellar piling on the pressure again.
Yeah,
Unseen getting a taste of their own medicine.
It's kind of what we've seen from an Interstellar coming into this game 1. They put a lot of pressure on. They made it work and brought it to the Unseen to say, hey, we're not to be messed with. We're going to bring the pressure to you guys and see if you like it. You've dominated in your conference, but you're not going to dominate us.
Well, yeah, precisely so. Here we go. 3 minutes on the clock. Jeffo looking to get a read onto this. Does send it towards the backboard, but it's a simple clear for Neil, really. Just, it seems like the Unseen just need to change something up. A couple passes, like that pass to Neil off the backboard.
What a play.
Photis sneaks it by. Wonderfully played. Wow. Wow, and wow again. Good touch. Photis there to finish it off. Lovely little play between Photis and Neil.
What a play that
My
was.
word.
And this just goes to show of the Interstellar aren't messing around. They're wanting that win. They're wanting to close out. And that's exactly what they're going to do. 2 minutes 35 remain on the clock. 3-0 up. And they don't look like they're going to crumble anytime soon.
Yeah, it seems like something happened on the B stream, so I can't actually see what score the Miracle Clinical Masterminds game is, but I'll keep my attention on this game. 3-0, and it looks like Interstellar are definitely looking to shut out this game, because Unseen need a goal and they need it quick to really put themselves within a chance of taking this game and going to game 5 to take the series, but nothing really coming out of anything.
Yeah,
No surprises.
I can give you an update on that of the game. So Miracle are winning 2-1 on the series. Reptic DC'd for the last minute and a half of the last game, and Miracle took it 3-1. So it's currently 2-1 on the series right now for that game.
Well, thank you for that, my friend.
But yeah, so as we come into back into this one, a minute 30 left, 3 goals needed for the Unseen not to go into that lower bracket and panic with a goal. No, is this the turnaround? Is this the chance that you're gonna get?
Yeah,
Is this the time that they're gonna click and think, right, we need the goals. We've got 1 minute 30 left, 2 goals needed. Should be easy. Take it to an OT.
Yeah, exactly. They've got 90 seconds to score 2 goals, so 45 for 45 seconds for a goal isn't the most amount of time you really want, but it's, you know, people can do it in less. But Interstellar can always hunt for that fourth and just really close out this series. Jeffo off the ceiling actually does leave it for Panic, who can't quite get another touch. And now this does leave the Unseen in a slightly awkward position. Neil straight past Kyle. Jeffo has to block, but it's an open shot. Good save from Panic. He's put on a pretty decent defensive show this series as it goes across the blue net. But once again, the Interstellar absolutely piling on the pressure, playing well with Neil. It's a shame they can't really play with him anymore after this, but Jeffo does get one back. And they have 49 seconds. Tied up in it. That's I think that's the 11th Castle Curse. I was talking about how well Interstellar were doing with Neil, and straight away they concede. Number 11. Wow.
Yeah, you know, we're saying, you know, 1 minute 30 to get 2 goals. I mean, 49 seconds left to get 1. You know, it's doable. And like I say, they need to turn on that pressure now. It's a ball pop middle. Wefo gets that touch. Anyone there for the Unseen? There's only Jeffo there, just challenging on his own. You know, this is where you want in the demos. This is where you want him to, you know, break up the play of Interstellar, being able to, you know, to open up that goal. You know, just to be able to tap it in. And as Interstellar are just coming forward, 20 seconds remain on the clock. And there's the effort towards net.
It's do or die now for the Unseen. They have 10 seconds to score and send this game to overtime. Then they will have to score again. That could be it from Jeffo. Misses the ball. Launched down the other field. None of the Unseen players are there. The ball still in the air. They've got to keep it there to have a chance at scoring. It hangs in front of the net. Someone's got to get to it. Jeffo gets a touch, but it's nothing he can do. And Interstellar into the top 3 of our playoffs. They will play on Sunday against the winner of Clinical Masterminds and Team Miracle. And the Unseen will go down to the lower bracket to play against the winner of CK and Resurrection tomorrow. But what a game that was.
What a game that was. You know, obviously everyone underestimated Interstellar, you know, even myself included. You know, obviously you coming into this, you know, you said 3-2, I believe, for Interstellar, right?
Yeah.
But obviously predictions wise, you know, I kind of misjudged Interstellar. I think I put them losing round 1, you know, straight into the you know, lower bracket, and here they are, round 3, proving everybody wrong.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic job from Interstellar. So on the B stream, let's give it a little highlight to that. The Miracle versus Clinical Masterminds game is still going on to find out who will play Interstellar in the upper bracket final. Team Miracle up 2-1 in the series and up 2-1 in that game with a minute 10 left on the clock, though under a bit of pressure right now, but dealing with it really quite well. If they take this game, they will go on to play Interstellar.